So much has happened in the last few days in Helldivers 2. I'll go to make a video on one thing and then a bunch of other things will happen at the same time. So I'm going to try and cover as much as possible in this video. Everything from the recent patch that balanced a bunch of weapons, added planetary hazards, and the new major order that we just got last night, which is telling us to go defend the factories on Tien Kwan, which are now under attack, halting all progress on the new exosuits that we're meant to be getting very soon. So let's start off with the patch that came out a couple days ago now, which I think is the biggest patch they've released since the game came out. And the biggest thing to come out of this patch is a new environment system. Planetary hazards are now active. Many planets now have additional environmental challenges that will appear at random while you are deployed, from fire tornadoes to meteor showers and many more. Guys, this is insane. If the game wasn't crazy enough, they've just added so much more depth to this. Certain planets will now have planetary hazards, like they said, fire tornadoes, meteor showers, volcanic activity and tremors, and so much more. And I got to experience the meteor showers last night, and let me tell you, they're actually pretty cool. Even from afar, they look absolutely magnificent, which is fantastic. But being in the middle of one just adds that more cinematic feel to the fight against the Terminids or the robots or whatever you're fighting at the time. And also adds that extra layer of difficulty because, you know, we just needed more of that. So now when you hover over a planet that you want to FTL jump to, do an operation, whatever on that planet, you will also see what planetary hazards may appear on these planets when you hover over it. Honestly, I really dig this. This is just adding so much more depth to the planets, more character and personality, like they said they would a few days ago when they were talking about what players are wanting and what they're reading about and from player feedback and everything. So it's cool to finally see that come to fruition a bit with these new planetary hazards. They're actually listening, they're actually adding more character to the planets like they said they would. So it means that we can actually trust these devs to go on their word. But these planetary hazards were not the only things that were added in this patch. Eradicate missions got some balancing. They now require more kills and enemies spawn more often. I got to also experience this, and they're so much more fun now. Less time sort of lounging around waiting for the bugs to spawn or the robots to spawn. Way more intense, way more fun. It's so good. And also the thing that probably has the Helldivers 2 community in the most uproar for some reason is the balancing to certain weapons and stratagems. Weapons like the Breaker, the Punisher, the Railgun, the Flamethrower, the Laser Cannon, and the Shield Backpack got balancing recently. Some got buffs, some got debuffs, but honestly, I really dig everything they've done to balance the game out. For the Breaker Shotgun, they decreased the magazine capacity from 16 to 13 and increased recoil from 30 to 55, which actually makes it feel more like a shotgun. For the Punisher, they increased total ammo capacity from 40 to 60 and increased stagger force, increased damage from 40 to 45 per bullet. They also added a change for the Breaker Spray and Pray, which increased armor penetration, increased fire rate from 300 to 330, increased pellets from 12 to 16 per shot, and decreased the mag size from 32 to 26. And now probably the biggest one that everyone seems to be complaining about for whatever reason is the Railgun. They decreased the armor penetration in safe mode and decreased the damage against durable enemy parts, which honestly I think is fair enough. The Railgun was getting a bit overused and was a bit overpowered, so it makes sense for them to balance it out more and actually have to think about what you want to bring into the fight more often than not, rather than just going, well, this gun's really good at everything, so I'm just going to take that. The Flamethrower also got a buff. They increased the damage per second by 50%, which thank God, because honestly the Flamethrower is a lot of fun, but it just wasn't that effective, so I'm glad they've increased the damage. And the Laser Cannon got increased damage against durable enemy parts, increased armor penetration, and improved ergonomics. And I'm going to be honest, a lot of the weapons that they did balance I didn't really use anyway, but I thought I'd play around with them a bit after the patch, see what the balancing has done, and honestly I really enjoy what they've done, especially the Flamethrower. I'm hoping to use that a lot more now that they've increased the damage, because it is a lot of fun to flame bugs, man. For the Shield Generator pack, they increased the delay before recharging, which honestly, fair enough. The Shield Generator pack could defend you against a lot of things, so it makes sense for the recharging to take a bit longer. And the other two stratagems that got a bit of a balance were the Orbital 120mm HE Barrage as well as the 380 HE Barrage. These both got increased duration of the bombardment and decreased spread, which thank God, because sometimes those barrages would just, you'd put it down and you'd be like 500 meters away and it somehow still hit you. It was a bit nuts. Not very effective like other stratagems that you could replace it with, where it'd be more accurate and arguably more effective, even though maybe the explosion radius would be a bit less. So I'm glad they've balanced out the barrages. Hopefully these are more effective now. Can't wait to see that. The patch also came with a bunch of fixes like balanced lighting across all planets to solve cases where the game was too dark, improved flashlight efficiency, increased visibility during sand rain weather on Narada Prime. Stuff that, you know, maybe you won't notice all the time, but it's just quality quality of life stuff, as well as a few bug fixes. One of the fixes to look out for is Helldivers now take damage from fire, gas, etc. generated by other players, so just be careful with those friendly stratagems, as they can now affect your teammates. Also, another one to look out for is Helldivers standing next to ICBMs during launch will get properly toasty with a chance of not so spontaneous combustion, so watch out when you're standing next to the nuke when you launch it. And that's basically all the major stuff that was in the new patch for Helldivers 2. Like I said, I'm liking all the balancing stuff. I hope they continue to do so if stuff's a bit too OP, just not effective enough, and it's a constant battle obviously with games like this, where you don't want a bit of a power creep, but you also don't want weapons to just be straight up ineffective and not used. So I'm sure there'll be more balancing coming down the line in future updates, especially when new weapons and new stratagems get added. They will also get balanced once they're more properly tested by the player base and the larger community of Helldivers 2. Now, on top of this major patch, last night while I was lying in bed ready to go to sleep, I get a huge announcement pop up on my phone saying Tien Kwan needs you, Helldivers. What do you mean? So of course I had to investigate, and on their Twitter, Helldivers 2 said this is not a drill. Our factories are under attack, halting all output. Helldivers have been deployed to liberate Tien Kwan. And they've got another poster for us, which is obviously just the old one, but with a bunch of stuff scrawled out and production halted in big black letters in a big yellow box, to make sure we know that Tien Kwan is under attack and we need to go help them liberate the planet so that we can get our exosuits much sooner, I guess. I don't know. But it was a bit nuts to just go, I'm ready for bed. And then news. Hello, everything is announced whilst you're asleep. Okay, cool. Thanks, Helldivers 2. I don't need sleep. That's fine. Accompanied by this new major order was the fact that the new Battle Pass / WARBOND got announced and will launch on March 14th and will be called the Cutting Edge WARBOND. This WARBOND will add 3 new armors, 3 new primary weapons, as well as a new stun grenade and a dagger pistol. And no, the pistol does not shoot daggers. It is a laser pistol. It's an energy-based weapon, much like the scythe, but in a pistol form. We're also getting 3 new capes, as well as 3 matching player cards for each cape, and 3 new emotes. So it's really cool to see that they're adding new stuff already so soon after release. I'm sure these will be consistent updates and battle passes / warbonds that will be continuously adding new stuff to the game. And given that this comes out on March 14th, I'm going to assume that that is when the exosuits might also come out in another major patch. But of course, we need to make sure that we actually liberate Tien Kwan. I wonder if we fail that, will they actually not just add the exosuits and make it a delay? Part of me wants us to fail now. Now that I've had that idea in my head, will the devs just be like, no, you don't get exosuits just yet. You failed the major order. You didn't liberate Tien Kwan. We've had to move the production somewhere else. You're gonna have to wait. Oh, what if we fail, man? This game is nuts. There's just so much to talk about, so much possibility with this game. Like I said in a couple other videos, in years to come, this game is gonna look completely different. It's gonna be so much fun. I can't wait to see what they do with this game in future updates, future content, whatever else they might add. It's just gonna be so much fun, so much to cover. I already had to cover a lot in this video because there was just so much news steamrolling out so quickly, and you can just tell that the Helldivers 2 devs absolutely love this game, and the community that has come along with it just has blown up, and I'm sure it has made the devs super happy and super proud of what they've worked on, and they're going to continue to produce high quality stuff for this game, and they deserve all the praise that they're currently getting. So hopefully we have more to look forward to when it comes to Helldivers 2. But that was all for now. Hopefully there's not an announcement as I'm editing this. But if you did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a like, comment down below what you think of the new balancing patch, what you think of Tien Kwan getting attacked, and any ideas you might have for future content for Helldivers 2. Subscribe for more Helldivers 2 content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!